Good with everything. Hey, add everyone. Move that back, actually. Whoa, shut up, me. Nobody wants to hear that. Add everyone. No, that's gonna bug me if that's there. Mass effect. Mass effect. Alright. Now, where the fuck are my... Oh, what? Yeah, obviously I want you to do Mass Effect. Shut up, BioWare. That's the wrong set of notes. That is the right set of notes. Let's see. So we can get to space. I think we talked to everybody. So, I think... Should we go... Might be a better idea to go to Novaria now. Novaria? No, Pharos. Might be a better idea to go to Pharos now and collect Liara. And then go do everything else. So, we have a save here. Oh, yeah, this is cool. I actually like this. I don't remember the other games having this. Supposedly constructed... Citadel. Supposedly constructed by the long-extinct Protheans. I like this supposedly. This colossal deep space station serves as the capital of the Citadel Council. Gravity is stimulated through rotation and is a comfortable 1.02 standard Gs on the wards and a light 0.3 standard Gs on the Presidium ring. So that's... Okay, so if I'm correct, if I remember correctly, 1 G is like Earth gravity. So there's slightly more gravity on the wards, and on the Presidium ring itself, there's almost no gravity. Total length is 44.7 kilometers. Diameter open. I don't know what that specifically references. Diameter open, total length open. Population 13.2 million, not including the keepers, and gross weight 7.11 billion metric tons. So it's a big ol' fat boy. Oh shit, I could actually move this around. That's cool. Citadel, oh, Serpent Nebula. Here we are. Yeah. Oh, Hockey Nada. And then these little red lines. Hey, mate, welcome. What's going on? And these little red lines tell you which mass relays you're jumping from. So this one is the crazy... Oh, yeah, it's because the mass relays are pointed in specific directions. So if you jump from the Citadel mass relay, because all of the mass relays run to Citadel, it can take you to... I believe this is Earth? No. Exodus Cluster? No. Well, whatever. So it jumps you here, but from Novaria, you see this is pointed here. So in order to get here, you have to jump to the Exodus Cluster, and then you have to jump to Hades Gamma to get to Gemini Sigma because they're arrows. Which is actually fucking baffling, now that I think about it. Because that means that either there's... But, wait, hang on. So there's mass relays that can jump you to... Because there's even mass relays in the Terminus space, right? So there are mass relays that jump you to each inhabited, like, planet area? How would they know? Finished P5, which leaves me fucked since I was using that game as something fun, since I had zero motivation, but I saved Christmas with Satan. A hilariously accurate description of that game's ending. Yeah, that's fucking stupid, actually. I guess they could have calculated what would be most likely to produce life. Or there's just, like... Hang on, can we look this up in the codec? Hang on, I think that might make zero fucking sense. Hold on, how many mass relays are there? No, shut up. Shut up. How many mass relays are there?
Tools are handheld devices that combine a computer.
Shut up, nobody cares. How many mass relays are there? I don't think this makes sense. Hold up, secondary, mass relays. How many mass relays? They don't tell me.
Biotics is the element zero can increase or decrease the mass of a volume of space-time when subjected to an electrical current.
Oh, I didn't know it could increase, but that doesn't fucking matter. Still my least favorite Persona game, but now that the hype completely went away, I actually enjoyed it much more. That's good. Honestly, I could legitimately see, and I know we disagree with this, but I could Widow? What the fuck does that mean? I could
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Legitimately see it staying on the top 10 list.
We've got an emergency situation, and you're the only one I can trust to get the job done.
How can I help, Admiral?
Biotic fanatics have hit a medical research station with a psychotropic drug. The drugs have temporarily driven researchers crazy, and the biotics are effectively using them as human shields.
So if I shoot everything that moves, a lot of researchers are gonna die.
Exactly. A normal team could handle the biotics, but a lot of innocent researchers would die during the operation. That's why I contacted you. I'm hoping you can keep the casualties to a minimum.
I'll take the biotics down, Admiral, and I'll try to limit the casualties.
I know you will, Commander.
It still looks like she has no back half of her head in this light. Yeah, I hate this hair. I wish that there was, if I don't go do that, are they gonna die? Hades Gamma. Alright, well, you know what? I'm gonna risk it. If we have to redo the Liara segment, we'll redo the Liara segment. But I think I'm gonna go directly to Liara's dig site in the Artemis Tau cluster. Macedon, Athens, Knossos, Sparta. I don't fucking know. Let's go to Macedon. Anyway, yeah, that makes no fucking sense. Like, I guess they could have, like, calculated which, like, which star systems were more likely to have life or be inhabitable, but the fact that there's just mass relays that point you literally anywhere you could want to go was crazy. I watched a death battle video for the first time in, like, 4 years, and it's bad as I remember. I have only seen one death battle, and it was retarded, because I used to be at least, a big Red vs. Blue fan, and I still say that the first 10 to arguably 13 seasons of Red vs. Blue are amazing, but from that point on, you might as well just stop. In fact, I legitimately think that the best way to watch Red vs. Blue is to watch until season 13, and then actually stop at that finale, because that should have been the ending of the whole show.
Wouldn't an alliance negotiator be better suited for this assignment?
But, yeah, in season 14, they just have a bunch of, like, random bullshit, and one of the episodes was, like, a guest battle between Agent Carolina and the, I think, Epsilon AI, versus the Meta. And they like, Death Battle concluded, well, because of the Epsilon AI, Carolina would be able to outsmart the Meta. And I'm like, Carolina couldn't fucking beat Tex, and fucking Meta killed Tex. Like, there's zero fucking chance of Carolina being able to take down Meta with or without Epsilon. Fucking Epsilon couldn't take out Tex either. You think the two of them together were somehow going to solve a problem that Meta just beasted through? Fuck you. That's stupid. My problem with Death Battle is the fights are fun, but the research is bullshit. Exactly. The research is bullshit. Oh, was it Weishni versus Mitsuru? Was that the one you watched?
If you're certain it's a good idea, I'll do what I can.
Excellent, Commander. I appreciate your help. The meeting will take place on a remote barren planet. I'm transmitting the coordinates now. I'm also transmitting the background for this negotiation. Fifth Fleet out.
You a medium? I just assumed it was the most likely one for you to watch. I don't know what else you would possibly care about. Here's what I do, because I've heard a lot of bullshit from Death Battle, so I don't want to support them by actually, I know this sounds super petty, and I'll acknowledge it. I don't want to actually support them by legitimately watching their videos, so whenever I hear one that sounds interesting, I'll watch some yahoos. Oh, Dante and Bayonetta? Oh, Bayonetta stomps. Why is that a Death Battle? Okay. Porlon. Oh man, I think my favorite pink pencil is dead. Oh yeah, it's dead. Alright, sorry pink pencil, you were pretty great. I'm gotta move on to a blue one now. Oh, I'm bad at garbage. I actually like that video because when I watched it, most people would go on and on about how great Bayonetta is and saying Dante could cook her ass was not healthy. I mean, he can't, though. Well, Dante physically is stronger than her, but the problem is Bayonetta can summon a fucking... She could summon that fucking thing that kicked God into the sun, and Dante cannot kick God into the sun. I mean, he can't, so... And let me be clear, I don't like Bayonetta. I definitely prefer Dante, but... Isn't this the planet with, But anyway, yeah, I know it's super petty, but if I actually care about a death battle, I'll watch, like, some random person's reaction to it. And, like, not even the whole thing. I'll just watch the fight. Just to find out what they said. Which there was Weishni versus Mitsuru, which is a complete fucking mismatch. But I feel like they did that to make up for Yang versus Tifa. Which made no fucking sense, because there's no way Yang could have beaten Tifa. I don't know how to get out of this fucking car. Anyway, I know next to nothing about RWBY, despite owning the first 3 seasons of Blu-ray. I only watched the first 2. You know what? To quote my favorite RWBY reviewer, and he didn't mean it when he said this, but I do agree with him completely. Fat Man Falling, go check it out if you want to see the best RWBY review. RWBY is the worst show I have ever seen. I watched a friend who knows nothing about Persona but really likes RWBY. Oh, it's terrible. It is actually terrible. Now, red versus blue, on the other hand, is amazing. But stop at the season 13 finale if you watch it. I forget how to get out. R. Okay, so this planet is actually hazardous, and I'm slowly dying. Oh, matriarch writings. What fucking planet am I? But yeah, I know with Weiss versus Mitsuru, they said Mitsuru would win, which is true. But Meta would absolutely kill Carolina. Anyway, who won? Dante versus Bayonetta. What angered me was they used shit from the anime adaptation in the manga. Oh yeah, they do that, by the way. Like Persona Break isn't a thing. C's didn't survive an explosion that was only in the movie, and Mitsuru does have a physical limit that's SP, but they didn't mention it. Yeah, they calculated Tifa using Dissidia for whatever reason. Granted, I still don't like Weiss's odds against Mitsuru, but... Isn't she resistant to ice damage? Actually, Weiss doesn't do ice damage now that I think about it, but... According to my friend, from how I explained Persona to him, he said Mitsuru would still win because Weiss loses pretty much every fight she's in. Yes. That is true. Mitsuru nullifies ice. Yeah, no, I actually misspoke. Well, I didn't misspeak. I said the wrong thing. Weiss can attack with methods other than ice. In fact, I don't think she does attack with ice. I haven't seen her... Has she attacked with... Okay, I haven't watched the newest season because I've decided that Ruby is garbage. Dante won? There's no fucking way Dante wins. What possible logic was there for Dante winning? Was Bayonetta not allowed her ultimate summon? If she can't summon, Dante winning makes sense. I mean, it's an unfair fight in that case, but... Lady Butterfly, I believe, is Bayonetta's ultimate summon. Hi, I'd like you to actually be able to shoot, please.
We're taking damage.
The reason it was Bayonetta's whole deal is evasion. Dante has no physical limitations, so he could overpower her. The shit I don't like is they gave him Yama. But did they calculate... Was she allowed summons? Because I absolutely agree that without summons, Dante could beat Bayonetta. I have no problem with that. But Dante would not be able to defeat Madame Butterfly. There's no fucking way. It's larger than the planet. Pretty sure she did have summons? Yeah, then there's no fucking way.
Enemies everywhere! Enemies everywhere!
Larger than the planet, then no. Yeah. Yeah, is shit fucking... Madame Butterfly kicks God into the fucking sun. Like, Dante could not withstand it. Dante only used Amato once, and then they gave it to Nero. Yeah. But in, like, a 1v1, like Bayonetta's not allowed to demon summon, yeah, Dante would definitely beat her, no problem. Honestly, I have trouble believing that without demon summoning, Bayonetta could physically harm Dante, because he's almost immortal. I mean, his regeneration speed is fucking bonkers. In the first game, he gets stabbed through the chest by a greatsword and then pulls the greatsword out the wrong way and just kind of dusts himself off and his whole chest is healed. Most of Bayonetta's damage comes specifically from summoning. So if she can't do that, then she's just limited to kicks and bullets, and there's no, like, Dante can take a fucking bullet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no summons, yeah, easy agree. Dante fucking beats her. But saying a Bayonetta can't use summons is like saying Dante can't use regeneration. Like, okay, Dante, but he takes damage. It's like, you're gimping the character at that point. What's the fucking point of compare... Yeah, we're throwing in Goku, but he's not allowed to move. Like, fuck off. She summons shit, but nothing as big as planet. Yeah, I mean, if she doesn't summon Butterfly, which, you know, is the summon... But also, I don't know, like, she can stop time. I don't know, I don't like Dante's odds against her, period, to be honest. Okay, yeah, there was fucking nothing. What is it, 8? 7? 9? Dante can stop time? When the fuck does Dante stop time? Is that in the new game? Fuck me. Quicksilver style? No, Dante's really fucking fast, but he can't literally stop time. God damn it. Fucking Christ. Devil May Cry 3 Quicksilver style, you get it after beating boss. Huh. Alright. I don't remember it, but I'll believe you? Alright, that's fair then. But yeah, fucking Madame Butterfly is gigantic. And Weiss does lose every fight. I will confirm what your friend said. Oh, is this it? Okay. Oh, God. Yeah. that one problem is... Okay, sure, whatever. They're still moving. He's just moving really fast. He's not stopped time. Again, though, I don't think Bayonetta could physically harm him. Is part of the problem. She has a sword. Actually, can Dante die? Period?
Lead. I'll follow.
Because he gets stabbed, too. This is actually a more important question, I think. Can Dante even die? I don't think he can. I don't know if he can. I think kicking him into the sun would be pretty damn close. But she apparently didn't do that in Death Battle. But, he even gets more power after getting stabbed by his own sword. But yeah, anyway, I have issues with Death Battle. Is what I'm saying. Although Mitsuru survived a fight with Thanatos, which is way worse than anything Weiss has ever had to deal with. And Weiss does lose every fight. I also remember one video where Fither calculated... Oh, I remember what video it is. Mitsuru has Dire on. Oh, I was just talking on a pure stat basis. I know that's how she wins the fight. In the Death Battle. Is that she just heals herself to full. Which is distressingly accurate. And Magdolian. Magdolian actually wouldn't help her against Weiss. For the very specific reason that Weiss doesn't have any damage resistance. So the fact that Magdolian does specifically almighty damage wouldn't change anything as opposed to doing, say, fire damage or ice damage or electricity. She would just take damage or rapier damage. It's all the same damage to her. You know how the fight should have ended? Tentorfu. Isn't that confusion? I would like to argue that if any argument is to be made, that Mitsuru is too dumb to remember she can heal herself.
I'm on my way.
Because when I fought her in The Answer, she did not heal herself. And I was baffled by this. I remember thinking, after the Kuromaru-Junpei fight, I was like, oh man, as bad as Kuromaru and Junpei are, Yukari and Mitsuru are going to be even worse because they can both heal. They didn't. They didn't heal once. Also, I shouldn't be able to see a persona. Are persona invisible? I don't think... Are persona invisible? I don't think persona are invisible. Well, they might be, actually. That might have actually come up in one of the earlier games. The rules on how persona work is stupid, but it's usually agreed that most people can't see personas. I don't... Why is it agreed that, though? Is it from one of, like, the first 3 games? Because, okay, even characters that don't have personas, when someone summons a persona in front of them, it's usually like, oh shit, look at that persona. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Which happens very rarely, but does happen. And personas can only be summoned in specific areas anyway. So I almost wonder, like, because that's how stands work. So I wonder if that's just not just bleeding in from how stands function. Because I at least don't know any evidence to support that people... What about 1, 2, and 3? Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Like in what... I don't think there's any point in 3 where they specifically mention they can't see stands either. In those games you summon. In 3, you summon... You're right about 1 and 2, for sure. But, well, are you? Isn't 1 some kind of weird illusion world or some bullshit? But in 3, the explanation specifically given is that you're summoning them during the dark hour, and you can only summon them during the dark hour. They even mention that. Is that they can only be summoned during the dark hour. Like, the dark hour is the palace dungeon of it. Granted, you seem to be able to summon them literally anywhere during the dark hour, which is great, because if you could only summon them in Tartarus, everyone would be fucking dead immediately, but you can only summon them in the dark hour. Granted, this isn't productive. The assumption is that Mitsuru is fully capable of using her personas. Persona. No, personas. She does get her ultimate persona. And 1, no one is around because people are trying to hide. Here's the problem with the statement. Everyone who has a persona, like, people who didn't have personas could still see the persona, is that the people that didn't have personas had the potential to have personas. So instead of people that don't have personas can't see personas, a more accurate statement might be people who don't have the potential can't see personas. But I don't know if there's ever been a situation where it came up where someone who didn't have the potential looked at a persona. If it did, it was definitely in one of the first 2 games, or in, like, Golden or Royal. Or P3P. Is P3P canon? Yes, but only kind of. Yeah. I believe that's the answer. Because it's officially part of it. It's an alternate timeline, according to PQ. This is a Why is Persona such a confusing fucking debate to have? Atlas, just make games and then spin off games that aren't canon, like everyone else. Why you gotta make us wonder if PQ is canon? But anyway, yeah, Weiss would get shit on if she can't see personas, period. But I don't know why she wouldn't be able to. But the way her ability specifically works is that... Actually, the way her ability works is that the writers just pull a new power out of their ass whenever they fucking need to. But is that... Her most, like, noteworthy Mitsuru thing is that she has a constant barrier around her that soaks up damage, and when that barrier breaks, she starts taking real damage.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
But, yeah, Mitsuru could probably, like, between her healing and her elemental attacks and her distance, no game ever says or confirms it. The statement comes from JoJo. Yeah. Yeah, because that's how stands work. And even then, that's not how stands work, because some stands are physically visible. But the fact demons are invisible to normal people, a devil summoner, unless they show themselves in personas, take place in the devil summoner universe. The potential shit, you said. Yeah, well, it's very unclear, because even the people that can see personas that didn't have personas eventually got personas, meaning they had the ability to have a persona. And I can't think of anyone who doesn't qualify, like, through those circumstances. If demons being invisible in the devil summoner universe is, I guess, a fair enough argument. Because personas are basically demons anyway. Like, they're a relatively similar concept in universe. So I guess that's acceptable. And in which case, Mitsuru has a real... What the fuck button did I just hit to do that? In which case, Mitsuru has an easier edge because she can't... Well, actually, no. Because personas give you the power. So it wouldn't matter if she could see the persona anyway. Because she can see the very real icicle flying at her head. So I don't think she would even need to see a persona to be able to fight her. So yeah. So even if the persona is invisible, which I'm not, 100% sure it would be, I don't think it would be matter, because, like, it doesn't follow JoJo rules. Like, you stab the person, not the persona. And, in fact, can personas even independently move of the person using it? I don't think they can. Itsuki is a weird case because people argue and have theories about him not knowing he has. That's an interesting debate. But yeah, it's not JoJo. You don't stab the persona, you stab the person. So I don't even think it would matter if she could see them or not. Although I do remember a JoJo versus Persona debate where the question came up, could Persona users see a stand? Not relevant to Weiss versus Mitsuru, but fucking hilarious question. In anime adaptions, they do because adapting turn-based battles is fucking impossible. Oh, it's a Geth ship. Yeah, that is an issue. Oh god, I almost died. But we know that Tifa can survive a supernova from Sephiroth. And they did use... I'm dead, aren't I? I hate this fucking planet. And they did use Dissidia to decide her materia loadout.
Now it gets fun.
Which means that logically they should use Dissidia's description of what supernova is, which is a multi-dimensional attack. Well, a multi-dimensional explosion. So again, Tifa should have beaten fucking Yang. Like that bullshit that Yang's barrier would soak damage faster than Tifa is fucking crazy stupid. I prefer they have Persona work like Nero's Demon Arm in 4, where his Proto-Devil trigger hovers behind him and stays behind him. That's what it should be. Like, that's how it's portrayed in the game, is your Persona is just awkwardly behind you, and occasionally it'll shoot fire. Because Personas are kind of, like, used. They're not, like, part of the fight like they are in JoJo. Okay, so this is gonna seem retarded, but the only solution so I don't drive into fucking lava is to just stand perfectly still. In 3 and 4, they mostly go in front of you unless they're huge like Lucifer. But the point stands. Okay, yeah, fair point. Fair. Okay, then they can hover awkwardly in front of you. I don't care where they awkwardly hover. And that's true. In 2, they hover directly above you. The point is, there needs to be more hovering. Fuck you, Ashley. I give the orders. I don't know why I'm trying to get up this fucking door so hard. Yep, I can do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Despite what people think, stands and personas have not a lot in common, coming off your basic understanding of stands. They have a medium amount of things in common. For example, stands are bound to, like, stands are... God, how the fuck do I explain what a stand is? Connected to your soul. Like, it's attached to your soul. And, like, whereas, like, personas are attached to, I think, also still your soul, right? Or your personality, at least, one of those two things. They don't make a great job of distinguishing them. But, and we know this because of Silver Chariot Requiem's ability to swap souls with different bodies. We know that they're colorful ghosts that stand near you. While they do dumb magic bullshit, we know that not everyone has the ability to have a persona, and we know that not everyone has the ability to have a stand. If you, for example, don't have a stand, we could call it the potential if we want to, and you get, like, hit by a stand arrow, or possibly end up in, like, the devil's claw? I forget what they call it. The place in Part 7. You just fucking die. Like, it just straight up murders your ass. And we know that, like personas, stands can also evolve as the person... like develops. Personas are a personality manifested as Philmon explained. They're just the mask you present yourself with. Yeah, so stands are part of your soul. And they specifically manifest aspects of your personality. For example, there are different types of stands. God, now I have to explain what a fucking stand is. There are different types of stands. For example, people with, like, really troubled personalities and tend to have their stand fracture into pieces as, like, a colony stand, like Metallica or Metallica. I like how that was the only one I could think of. Oh, or Collectors. Collectors? Harvester? fat kid from part 4 who blows up. His. Yup. Then again, that description hasn't mattered in years, but 3 and 5 don't have a concrete explanation for it, so the explanation is all we got. They explain it in in 3, the final explanation they give, because they give 3 different explanations, and they kept retconning it, but the explanation, I believe, is similar to that, and that is also how they explain it in part 5. I don't fucking remember what 4 says about anything, but the only way to get the explanation is to click tutorial messages in 5, and no one does that. Because if you're playing 5, you probably either don't care or you already knew. And I only did it in my, I did it in, my second or third playthrough of that game. And it was mostly just because I thought it would be hilarious to sit on a toilet. But yeah, that's right. Personas are, aspects of your personality manifest. And, because when your personality changes, you can change your persona, stands function similarly. When you develop as a person, it basically says your persona is your shadow. Oh, God, you're right. Yeah, it does. You're right. But yeah, when your personality develops, you can change your persona and get, an ultimate persona, for example. And as your personality changes in JoJo, your stand can also develop and gain new powers. Sometimes, or you can get stabbed with a stand arrow. In the case of Aegis, her persona changed into a completely different persona.
Think we're good, Commander?
Tell that to Persona 2, where the shadow bosses fight you with a persona. You know what, fucking Persona have a lot in common with? Zanpakuto from Bleach. A persona is basically a stand that fucked a Zanpakuto. Put that on the Megami Tensei wiki. Metis is Aegis' shadow, and she has a persona. Yeah. Metis is Aegis' persona? I didn't remember that. But she definitely has a persona. She's also absolutely useless in the Junpei versus Kuromaru fight, because I didn't level her up at all. That fight is fucking traumatizing. I won't stop bringing it up. They were invincible. Okay, so some stands have what are called sub-stands. Here's something I wish Persona would explore more. Reversed Arcana. I have heard it. But I don't remember anything about it. So just like in Persona, where your persona can have a persona, your stand can also have its own stand. So they're not dissimilar. In fact, I'd say they probably have more similarities than differences. But there's extra levels of, lore to both of them, where the differences come in. For example, stands in JoJo are connected to a fucking meteor that crashed into the planet some thousands of years ago. And oh my god, I wonder if fucking the alien is from the planet that the meteor came from, and that's why he has a stand-like ability, but stands are just manifesting differently. Oh, that would make so much sense, and probably isn't true. But yeah, whereas personas come from the collective unconscious and are your fucking mask you show to the world or some bullshit. So it's more in the lore, like, the abilities and functions of stands and persona are incredibly similar, but the methods of acquiring them and the lore behind them is different. I'm probably the only person who liked that Arcana could reverse in 3 social links because it meant you couldn't be a dickhead 24/7. And 2 mini-bosses like Genji, for example, is reverse lovers. The Arcana's reversed. That is a cool concept. I never had my Arcana reversed in 3. But I specifically played with the acknowledgement that it could happen. Congrats, Zach. That means that you were an asshole or a cheat. Actually, I just cheated very well. You see, I still finished all of the social links. Because when you reach rank 10, it doesn't matter anymore. I appreciated that in 4, you just because this is one issue I have with 3 social link system, other than none of them are very good, is that just because you're like doing the social link for like a girl, like you're automatically dating her. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like from 4 onward, you can just be friends, and I like that. Now, what they could do is if you are in fact dating more than one girl at a time, then your social link could reverse. And that would be a good way to do that. Or, boy, because I think you should be able to date anyone. I think if they're going to let you date your fucking teacher, just, look, just make everyone happy. You know what I'm saying? Everyone. Just anyone. I don't care. All of the social links. Even the creepy ones. Especially the creepy ones. And 4, only Naoto and Ebi can reverse. I didn't even know they could reverse. I have gained 2 levels since driving this car. Worth noting that in JoJo, being friends with someone does not usually make your stand stronger. So that's a pretty key difference right there. JoJo doesn't have the power of friendship. Which means that any Persona protagonist could beat any JoJo character. Confirmed. Because friends. The issue with 3 was apparently Hashino thought players would date one girl and focus on the other guys. He apparently shocked when he learned that wasn't the case. Well, I mean, here's like my extra surprise is, you know, because I played 4 first, where you could just be friends. When I played 3 and all of the social links turned into dating, I was like, what the fuck is happening? There's not even, like, an option. It's just like, alright, you're now in a committed relationship. I'm like, oh, whoops. And the most baffling part about that is you're not, like... There's the old people and that asshole that automatically beats you no matter what sport you play. And you're not dating them. The Ghost Man, I believe, was also in 3. I didn't date Ghost Man. Contrary to popular belief, but even Revelation's Persona, there's power friendship. Good to know. Which, again, means that any Persona protagonist can defeat any JoJo. Confirmed.
Area secure.
I almost drove into lava. I almost drove into lava. Oh god, I'm driving into lava. Oh, yeah. I have spent a lot of time and effort trying to get my fucking car through this little hole, and it just won't happen. In that game, you beat the boss by kicking her ass and then preaching French to her until she learns the error of the ways. Isn't that the game where your gut reaction is to murder the boss, though?
Hostile contact.
Okay, just wanted to clear that up. Hey, don't I have singularity now? Thank you. I want you to know my current gun is breaking the Geneva Convention.
Area secured.
Harem Queen, Nancy, and the final boss. Harem Queen? There's a boss called a Harem Queen? What is that? What? What does that even mean? You cunt. Don't put a fucking barrier in my way. Why am I so fast? Look at this! Look how fast I am! Usain Bolt over here! She's the queen. You know what? Now I understand totally.
Perimeter clear.
And has a harem. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. I thought she was the queen of the harem. I mean, I guess she is, technically, in that case, but... Like a lady harem or like a male harem? Isn't there a specific term for a male harem? Isn't it not a harem if it's a bunch of men? It's something else. Am I remembering that right? I might not be. Oh wow, that was almost instant death. She forces people to stay inside the mall and praise her 24/7. So an everyone harem. Oh, okay, just like my ex-girlfriend. Hi, buddy. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Cool. 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 Q. 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 You're so super cute. Let's see if we can't Actually, let's upgrade our abilities. Because I gained 4 fucking letters. Pretty boys in particular. Yeah, I gotta look that up. I gotta look up harems. I forget. I think harems is only for ladies. I think there's a boy harem term. But I might be wrong. I might be thinking of a different but similar term. Like consort or something? I don't know. But this is information that we need to know. Okay. I'm reading shit. Alright, just flipping through a quick thing through Wikipedia. Apparently a harem was a house where they secluded the women. So I think I might have been thinking of a different term. Like concubine or consort or something. But what it does mean is that harems are pretty much specifically for women and prepubescent boys anyway. So in that regard, I wasn't wrong, but I don't think harem was the term I was thinking of. Anyway. Honestly, I'm almost willing to just put all of the points in singularity. Oh yeah, prepubescent boys. But it's not... Harems weren't sexual, though. They were just a house. See, it's all about the idea that you can't let people see your women. So you have to keep all of the women in a house away from the main building so nobody sees your women. And you know, young boys, of course, they're not men, so you keep them with the women, is the idea. Makes me think of the Greeks. It was the Indians, but it was also done by the Byzantines. What do you think? Hacking? Yeah, hacking probably, right? Yeah, hacking. Alright. Here we go. Are we ready? Oh, no, equipment. Because we died last time. They separated boys and girls until adulthood, which is why there's so much homo and bisexuality. Yeah. Yeah. Also, a common practice among, worth noting, Athenians, and not all Greeks, is that they would, like, give their young sons to an older man as a sort of apprenticeship, and they'd bang. Speaking of Greeks and shit, brother has been watching 300 over and over, and I dislike that movie more now. I like the movie 300. What's your problem with the movie 300? Granted, you know, it's a movie you really should only... I don't know why you would watch it more than once in a while, but... You know, honestly, I think Heatsink 2 might be more useful for me. Weapon force plus 30. Shield bypass. 20 versus organics. 20% versus synthetics. That's pretty useful. Toxic damage. Cooldown reduction. Oh, that's the amount of time it takes for your bullets to be shootable again. Alright, so what do you think? Armor piercing rounds, or chemical rounds, or radioactive rounds? I'll admit I'm slightly biased since the comic by Frank Miller and fuck Frank Miller. What is your problem with Frank Miller? Granted, I've seen a couple of his stuff and I'm not a huge fan, but there might be something specific I don't know about him. I should definitely equip something to her. Let's give you... Can I just give her 2 heat sinks? His art ranges from pretty good to awful. Yeah, I'd agree to that. I'd agree to that. He's racist and sexist. Okay. Alright. That's fair. That's fair. I suspected he might be. Tally, what fucking weapon do you use? Probably homophobe. Tally uses pistols, and not very well. Okay. Tally, we're upgrading your pistols. Tally, here, take an Edge 2. And you can have a heat sink. And you can have armor piercing rounds. And he turned Batman into a fucking dictator. When did he do that? Oh, shit! Hey! We're gonna equip new armor. That looks stupid. 45 shields, that's pretty good. 11% hardening. 1.5, that's even better. Shield recovery plus 18%, additional hardening. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take the 1.5 regeneration. Let's see what we can get Ashley wearing. Phoenix armor 2, assassin armor, liberator armor. But it feels like visual jerk off. The plot and characters don't do much for me. The cool thing about 300 is it was based on a real event. Obviously dramatized for the movie, but... Gladiator's better than Troy. It's better than 300. 35, 112. 30, 120. Oh, that's actually cool looking, though. I think I'll take the Gladiator protection because I don't think the shields are going to help that much. And then I will give her a shield upgrade. And I don't even think I have anything for Tally. Should note Troy is infinitely better than 300. I enjoy 300 far more. I remember finding Troy fairly boring. Gladiator's a decent movie. They wanted to make a sequel to Gladiator. Who was Gladiator in the movie? Russell Crowe, I want to say. Yeah, he really wanted to make a sequel to Gladiator, but where the main character just comes back to life. Although I believe Gladiator was also based on a true story.
Bring it on.
300 monster shit, so dramatize it up is an understatement. It had, I think it had an overly large cat and a war elephant. But I don't remember a specific monster in it. And it turned the hunchback guy into like a super hunchback guy, when in reality it was just more like a regular hunchback guy. Also, Frank Miller's Batman believes that people need to submit to his rule or be crushed.
Negative contact.
What Batman story is this? I know Frank Miller's definitely done more than one Batman story. What bullets am I using anymore? I don't remember. I'll look, though. Okay. Didn't he do Dark Knight Returns? Wasn't that Frank Miller? You... What the fuck? Oh, they hit me with something. Yeah, that's the only explanation. I got hit with something. Oh, I'm dead. This is the most I've died in a stream since fucking Bloodborne. This... Dark Knight Returns. Oh. The most hilarious part of that was when I said, "What, didn't you do Dark Knight Returns?" And then you come back with Dark Knight Returns. The criticism since his release is he's fascist. Yeah, I never read Dark Knight Returns, but it is one of the most famous Batman comics of all time. Fuck me! That was from full health. This is for all y'all who compare that I only play on easy mode. I still think Paul Dini and Bruce Timm were the best people behind Batman. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even really like Batman. Fucking dead on arrival. Holy shit. Holy shit. I look like a fucking idiot when school paper asks people their favorite superheroes. Why? What'd you say? Ass! Get behind the cover. Shit. Sailor Moon. Oh, God.
Shutting them down.
I can kind of just feel when it's gonna shoot. I did it. Save the game. 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 Oh. 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 What a terrible fight. Oh my god. I wasn't lying, but you read the thing, it's full of edgy anti-heroes like V and Punisher, and to a lesser extent, Deadpool. Okay. I really don't like Deadpool. I find him incredibly irritating.
People have searched many generations for a world to call home. If we landed here, we'd just keep searching.
Honestly, I don't like Punisher either. Although, I don't know if I would actually say, like, I wouldn't count V as a superhero. If anything, honestly, I wouldn't count Sailor Moon as a superhero either, but if we accepted V as an answer, I guess everyone's a superhero if they have a costume. I like cheesy Punisher movies. I liked Punisher in the second season of the Daredevil show on the Netflix Daredevil show. And that's about it. I don't like Punisher either. Because one of the central gimmicks about Punisher is that he takes it, like, too far. You know, because he doesn't care about justice, he just cares about, like, revenge and, like, making criminals pay. And that's one of the central ideas behind Punisher. And I don't like it. So I don't like Punisher on his most, like, on his actual character. I mean, Batman isn't really a superhero either, I guess. He's a detective with a bat costume. Batman's definitely a superhero. I guess when I think of superheroes, I think of a sort of, like, superhero genre, per se, which would be, say, costumed vigilante, or I don't even actually think they would have to be a vigilante, just costumed person, like, how do I put this? Because saying costume person fighting crime isn't an accurate description of what a superhero is. But, like, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to define, someone said Blade, I don't know who said it, but Blade is a Marvel comic character. To be fair, he exists in the Marvel comics. I don't know if I would count him as a superhero, but I know for a fact he works with superheroes. But yeah, like, like, superhero is a sort of genre, and it's really hard to define a genre, to be fair. But, like, I would say in order to be a superhero, unless you're specifically based off of superhero tropes, you would normally have to be inside of the correct genre. I mean, modern Batman is just Punisher with bat costume. No, he's still, well, in the comics, he still Batmans it up pretty hard. In the movies, he's basically just Batman with a Punisher with a bat costume for sure, though. But the DC movies are terrible, and everyone knows it. I once saw a panel where he killed a fucker with his hook shot.
Built to last. It's like a lava flow port in here.
He used to use guns when he first started. But yeah, like, I would say either you have to be drawing from, like, classic superhero tropes, or you'd have to be in a sort of superhero genre, to be, for at least me to qualify you as a superhero. So I wouldn't really, and Sailor Moon is drawing from, actually, Sailor Moon created most of the magical girl tropes, that we use now, or at least the ones she didn't borrow from, Cutie Honey. Whereas Punisher has been, like, superhero-y to an extent, but he's kind of always been an anti-hero.
The Aratisoni, I presume?
Thank the goddess.
And V,
Anyone would come looking for me.
isn't, like, I don't even think V helps people.
I cannot move.
Doesn't he just fight the government? Isn't he just, like, a masked, like, revolutionary?
Your mother is working.
Look, I'm just saying.
Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side.
I'm just saying. What was this for a yearbook?
I haven't spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
School paper. I'm just saying your school paper is wrong about what makes a superhero.
How did you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that?
Because if it's just like costumed person fights crime, then like Link from Legend of Zelda is a superhero?
When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please.
Your mother is working with Saren.
I asked that
Whose
twice.
side are you on?
What?
So is Guts.
I may be Benezia's daughter.
So is Guts.
I have not.
You know what I'm saying?
Please, just get me out of here.
I guess it depends really, depends where you come from too. Just like Devilman gets classified as a superhero in Japan. Wasn't he in the original show though? I thought he was in like the original show. Not like the comic, but the anime adaptation that didn't get it all.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Engaging target.
In the 70s anime, he was pretty much a Sentai hero. Yeah, Sentai is interesting. It's like, I'm not sure whether I would classify it at, like, I think in a lot of ways, because Sentai is sort of like its own genre, but they definitely fall into what would classify a superhero. So you could make the argument that like Sentai is almost a subgenre of superhero, and I'd be totally okay with that, because in a lot of ways it is. In the manga, he only fights demons in order to protect humanity and stop Earth from getting fucked. Yeah, no, I know the manga is different, but I'm saying, like, the original anime, which I know wasn't a particularly close adaptation. Yeah, manga Devilman is absolutely not a superhero. He's a Devilman. Devilman. But then you get into a question with like parody characters, like the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball. Like, the Ginyu Force is designed as a parody of a Super Sentai team. But they are absolutely not heroes. So if you classify like a Sentai team as like a subgenre of superhero, then what do you do with the Ginyu Force, who are absolutely a Sentai team, but they are absolutely not superheroes? I don't know. You know, so this is where the issue of defining genres comes in. Like, there are things that purposefully blur the line, and it just makes everything confusing. Although you could make an argument that because they're a parody of a Sentai team, they're not, in fact, a Sentai team, they're just a parody of one. And that's a fair enough argument. I like how I'm arguing against myself on the classification of the fucking Ginyu Force. Like, there's a time skip where humans are all gone and only devilmen and demons exist, and they fight until the world dies. Remember 12 from... Yes! Another perfect example. I mean, he's exactly like the Ginyu Force in that regard. He's obviously not a hero, but he's still based off of the tropes of... Of how the manga he runs a gift shop. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't remember what the fuck he was doing. He was not exactly one of the characters I cared about where he ended up. I mean, I'm glad they showed him, but I'm also kind of not glad they showed him, because in the fucking terrible-ass anime ending, where they absolutely had enough time to show the actual ending of the manga, they instead decided to waste literally all of the time they had, and then put it in a shitty OVA beach episode. Fuck the Mirai Nikki ending, anime ending. Just fuck it. And how he visits the serial killer teacher he tied in from prison, preach reform and justice to him. That shit's like the ending of Ashura's Wrath, the game. Do you know how Ashura's Wrath, the game, ends? Are you aware of this bullshit? Wasn't it Capcom that made that fucking game? I think it was. I think it was Capcom. I'm gonna make sure it's not it is Capcom.
How did you get in here?
So I don't fucking slam Capcom.
We blasted through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this container.
No, but I know it's DLC. You nailed it. Yep, Capcom Ashura's Wrath. Yeah, it's fucking DLC. They land you with a to be continued, and then you have to buy the ending of the game. So I did what everyone does, and I just looked it up on YouTube.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
And you get an achievement for staring at a servant's girl's breast. Yeah, I think she slaps you. I definitely have the achievement.
I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit.
That game was really cool. It's too bad they ruined it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
He needs to move faster.
It is really cool, though. You get to beat the shit out of God. But like a Hindu god. So like a really strong god. A Buddhist god? It's almost the same thing as the problem.
Brenda, don't. That would be no fun.
We don't have time to deal with this idiot. Charge!
I like your attitude.
Hold up, mister. Boom! Oh, God. Oh, my God. It hits so hard. No.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there. And not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise.
It's really weird that she has eyebrows and eyelashes to me. Just because the rest of her, like, fish body doesn't have any hair. You know what your shepherd looks like? I had this back, thought, but I finally got it. It looks like Max from Life is Strange in that one part where she goes back in time through a photo. I will look at the picture after this because this game can crash and I want to make sure I have a nice save so we don't have to redo anything.
Just how old are you exactly?
But I think I remember.
I hate to admit it.
Life is Strange was a decent game.
Damn.
The ending was bad, but the rest of it was decent.
It may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari
No, seriously though, why does she have fucking eyelashes and eyebrows?
To the Protheans.
Maybe it's part of her, like, psychic projection. Okay, to be fair, the entire game looks plastic.
Your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part.
I read that as, yeah, you're wrong, and then reread it. And interesting fact, right before this stream, I took it's not a full test, but it was in a adult dyslexia, like, survey that can't substitute a real test, but it was just supposed to give you a general idea, just out of curiosity. And I scored a 37 out of possible 88, which is a 42%. So that doesn't confirm anything, but me having mild dyslexia is certainly a possibility at this point.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm...
Oh yeah, Liara's a huge fucking weirdo and spent her youth, like, studying ancient ruins. Instead of being a stripper, like most Asari.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans...
This is a super important conversation, by the way.
...span the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines, the Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of... How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions? Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong.
Once I had a dream, Mass Effect.
This isn't helping us find Saren or the
Of course, you are right.
Yeah, I remember when I first played, I've said this before, when I first played, I was like, man, the council are assholes for not listening. And I was just looking back at this like an adult, like, an alien, like, pillar, an alien obelisk made us have a bad dream, and now we're chasing this fucking dude all across the goddamn galaxy over a dream we had. No fucking wonder the council doesn't want to help us.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off.
If anything, the fact that they're like, here, we'll give you a bunch of resources, good luck, is more than we should have been able to ask for.
And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the
Does
shock of
Chakwas
discovering
know how to
Conrad's
help an
true
Asari?
fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We can talk again after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer guidance and advice.
It's up to you if you're smart enough to listen.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
See, they're actually super fucking reasonable. I mean, that's a legitimate question. We destroyed, like, a historical landmark on our way out of this fucking building. And they're like, did you have to destroy the historical landmark? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, all right, fair enough. Like, they weren't even, like, upset about it. They're like, was it necessary? Oh, God, yeah, that is 1,000 times worse than I remember. Holy shit. That's really bad. To be fair, I don't know why they would spend so much resources on a part of the game that only happens, like, once or twice, though. So, I get it.
Commander?
I don't think Presley has anything to say.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what never gets called out? What never gets called out? What's up, Joke?
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal.
Atlas's DLC pit has gotten attention slightly, but most eat it up.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
I didn't have any problem with the DLC in 5 because it was mostly costumes or extra personas, which you didn't need for the game, and beneficially enough, you didn't actually need for the have all personas achievement either. So
Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I have to go.
All right, see you. Commander, something you need?
I like to know my crew.
I can see where this... You won! Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those...
What are you talking...
Okay, you put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dead. Alright, see ya.
Alright, it's... so apparently you can't just talk to... But yeah, I know there's a, like, a fight against you and, Dorkun. You kind of have to call him that because Persona 4 made the completely unadvisable decision to take both of his names and put them in two different characters. I've only seen one other guy call this out, but Atlas locked the PS4 P4 dancing behind an expensive limited edition with no DLC included, of course. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is upsetting. I have it, obviously, but... because I made bad life choices. But, yeah. I get why people would be upset about that. Yeah, they got a lot of shit for doing that, too.
Commander, do you have a minute?
What's on your mind, Lieutenant?
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
We'll get things done. I'd rather operate independently than have the brass on our backs anyway.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. It's funny.
We're talking about a galactic extinction event from a dream we got in an obelisk that only one person has seen. If Digital Devil Saga got released today, Demi-Fiend would be a DLC. That is fair.
Well, you're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Or maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream.
God, all I can hear is Karth now.
See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question
I don't know why, but something about how the characters move in this game kind of weirds you out. Does it help if I point out it's old? Probably not.
Around 63 when kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys.
They kind of sway back and forth and have, like, awkward loops of motion.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out.
One appreciable thing about Mass Effect is there's almost implications.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Is that there are implications that there are other methods to achieve faster than light travel than, like, mass relays, and it's just the specific method we are using. I noticed in P5 that there are a couple scenes, some of the models would shift left and right slightly.
But not stuck up about it.
They usually do it to make it, like, look more interesting, I think, more dynamic.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
Did we just ask about friends?
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research plan.
Dynamic was like they were standing on ice. Oh, you mean like the entire model slid left and right. Oh, yeah, that's... sounds like a fuck up, yeah. I thought you meant like they swayed back and forth like they do in this game. I think it's supposed to simulate characters shifting their weight like real people do.
I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outpost.
Instead of just like standing perfectly still.
They were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
Why is my forehead so shiny?
Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
We have to depend on each other in combat. I like knowing what kind of man I have at my back.
I understand, ma'am. I won't let you down. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
Of course, but I don't enjoy it with everyone. We'll talk again later.
I'll,
Yeah, I imagine you do, Caden. That is a very interesting sentence. Hell yeah. Alright, I should re-equip all my people, I think. Shepard's got that booty. Look at that. It's way bigger in the other games, actually. If anything, I'm almost disappointed. Hey, Chakwez, I assume you have nothing to say at all.
Something you need?
You have nothing to say at all.
Goodbye,
Cool. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Time to talk to Liara. Hey, girl. What's up? Hey, girl. What's up? Alright, we need to reload the game, apparently. I love it when things don't work properly. It's my favorite. Hi, girl. What's up?
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows...
I am also impressed that she knows Asari physiology.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers. But I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau. I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
You must enjoy something about it.
I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool.
Wait, what goddess?
Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind.
That's interesting. Few sapient species. That has a lot of implications. One, it implies that there are other sapient species that live as long as the Asari that I just am not aware of. I think even the Krogan only live about like 500 years. So I wonder who else lives as long as the Asari. But it also implies that there are animals that can live as long as an Asari.
Do you know who Matriarch
So that's interesting.
Is her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Maybe something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before...
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of Solarians bite it almost instantly.
Do you know who Matriarch Venezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I
Oh,
know
whoop,
father,
my bad.
If you want to use that term.
Venezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common. Not for the purpose... Asari daughters and I am what... It is possible Venezia's partner was embarrassed. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father...
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
What an awkward way to kind of end the conversation. I should go. And then... Alright. What's up, Rex?
So, we've got Saren on the run.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest...
One thing I appreciate about this game is you don't have to spend time with your crew to spend time with your crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just talk to him in the ship and you don't have to take him out on missions and shit.
That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. A couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
That's fair.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Damn!
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
I don't think she's used to teasing, good-natured or otherwise.
No fun, Commander. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
You know what web series I wish would get a DVD or at least a re-upload or something? What? Which series?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time. Off the record.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns...
I do keep an open door. I'm very good about that.
Alright.
Lenore.
I know
Oh,
things are
yeah.
different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
You don't trust their motives because they're not human.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems.
I like how she's worried about Rex and Garrus, but she's not worried about Tally, who is literally in the engine. I love the comic book. The web series is harder to find full episodes for. Can you not find all of them?
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies.
I find it's usually pretty rare to find it, like, to not be able to find something online, but I've never specifically tried to find Lenore. Or you can, but not on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a lot of things you can't. So you want it released on, like, YouTube? Or... Well, you said DVD. Why, are you thinking for a rewatch?
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the council members seem now, if they're
It's owned by
backs are against
Sony.
the wall, they'll abandon us.
Is it? Huh.
Yeah, the Council's had a grudge against us since the First Contact War.
I don't think it's a grudge. I think it's... Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
I mean, it's a little bit racist, Matt. Come on.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather...
You know, in a way, I can actually appreciate that Ashley isn't just, like, a flat character.
I guess we just
Like, she's a good soldier, and she's dedicated. She's also a little racist. She's also a little racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not just, like, just a person. I'd like to rewatch it in a way that isn't clicking through, like, 5 different tabs, all with ranging quality. Yeah, yeah, I get you.
Doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, ma'am.
Well, to be fair, she was stationed on Eden Prime.
Surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway,
Even then, the show cues his remaster.
I served with many aliens, Commander.
Yeah. I'm not... Well, I'm going to say I'm not sure there's a lot of demand, though, is the problem.
Military family, too. My parents were both Navy. Anybody in your family we might know?
Couldn't say, Commander. We probably have a lot in common. You join up to carry on the tradition?
Let's see. Why did we join the military? Patriotism, right?
Mainly I wanted to serve. Protect the Alliance. Save lives. You know?
Glad to hear it. I'd hate to think you were out here for a free college education.
Could you imagine that fucking timeline? Holy shit. Oh, me? No, I joined to get to college for free. She's like, what? You're the greatest fucking soldier in human history. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna really suck when I get out.
I come from a military family, too. My parents were both Navy. Anybody in your family we might know?
Couldn't say, Commander. We probably have a lot in common. You join up to carry on the tradition?
Mainly I wanted to serve.
Glad to hear it. I'd hate to think you were out here for a free college education.
All right, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. but this is a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
I don't want to get naked with the bears, so stop trying to stick that in me.
I don't think kissing Turians will be necessary.
You never know, Commander.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
How incredibly relevant. I imagine that's a quote from Lenore.
How are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question.
The joke is the lack of context. Just yells at people outside the room hear just that. Well, it's extra hilarious because it actually just made a reference to bears in the game.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest.
I don't think the textures are loading in on Garrus's face right now.
That's tough. But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate, me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not going to play by our rules. CSEC's rules.
Yeah, I honestly would share the same concerns in this situation.
Restricted by policies and procedures.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's level to stop him.
The context, she goes to a doctor's office and the doctor's like, why don't you have a heartbeat? And tries to get her to wear a hospital down and look at her throat.
Commander, good to see you.
Did the hospital gown have bears? I'm confused where the bears are coming in.
Something I can do for you, Commander.
Not at all.
Carry on, Adams.
Goodbye, Adams.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me. Especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine.
It had bears on it, and she says she likes rabbits. She draws ears on them, and it's like, hey, wait.
But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have till it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture.
You know what? Sometimes you just gotta get looked at.
And never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
What an awkward... God, every time. It's such an awkward way to leave a conversation. I should go. Just walks off.
Looking for supplies?
Hell yes, Alliance Acquisitions Officer. You don't have a name. He doesn't even have a name. Okay, so all of this shit is useless, and I won't put up with it. Alright, time to equip people. Let's see, I have leveled again. Ooh, I'm level 15. That's pretty cool. I didn't want to do that. Barrier's pretty good. Increased barrier duration, basic armor. I should probably just keep boosting basic armor, right? Or pistols. Why don't I increase pistols? Really, that seems like the area I should be focusing on right now. Yeah, pistols. There we go. Okay. Yeah, fuck you, pheasant. I think we're good. Alright. Let's finish off with the Artemis Tau cluster, or whatever shit-ass area we're in right now. And then... And then we'll end the stream. It shouldn't take us that long, because I think... Because there's no main quest here. So it should just be pow pow, kill kill, and then we're done. I do want to find the yellow world that we just came from. Because I forgot to mark down the Asari Matriarch writings from it. Off my list of Asari Matriarch shit. Actually, you know what we could do? Because I have a list here. Where are we? We're in the Artemis Tau. So, Artemis Tau, Macedon, and Sharnja. Okay, yeah. So we got that one. So that's 2 of our Matriarch writings right there. The best way you ended your stream was with the BuzzFeed Persona 5 quiz and how you paused slightly on a catchy halt and just said, nice, and right there. Did I actually do that? I don't even remember. I mean, I remember taking the quiz. I just don't remember how that ended. Let's see, doing that. You remember you gotta catch E and just slam downstream. Yeah, that sounds like me. So I think if you collect enough shit, they give you bonuses.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Fuck. Alright. I think if you get enough materials for Alliance survey, you start with more materials in Mass Effect 2, but I'm not sure how shit is. I remember I got Haru and how I learned I'm a follower because all Haru does is go along with everything else. She learns to stand up for herself. More. Thanks to you. Oh, yes. Very true. This planet sucks. Oh god. Oh god. Is this the one I think it is? Woo! Wait. That fight is usually almost impossible. We just ripped through that like it was fucking butter, but we spent 8 goddamn hours on the Geth. And Ryuji and Yusuke are like, we lost sight of our goal, and Haru's like, yeah guys, I've only been in the group for less than a month, but we lost sight of our goal. That's a good point. I actually, that is an issue I have with fucking Persona 5. What the fuck do they mean they lost sight of their goal? They didn't lose fucking sight of their goal. I never lost fucking sight of my goal. We tried to take down a corrupt fucking CEO. They're like, you can spin that however the fuck you want, but that was what we attempted. It was just because fucking Ryuji was like, yeah, we're super fucking famous. Then fucking, man... If anything, the lesson learned isn't don't go for fame, just do the right thing, which is what they were trying to go for. The actual lesson of that is never ask anyone their opinions ever. Because if we never asked the public their opinion ever... Actually, if anything, we didn't even ask the public their opinion, did we? You know who asked the public their fucking opinion? Mashima. The entire ending of Persona 5 is Mashima's fucking fault. If anything, it's you shouldn't listen to your fucking fans. A valuable lesson that will apply to literally none of the characters' everyday lives except for Ann. Can we just talk about how the Lover's Arcana always goes into fucking showbiz? Can we stop that? Can we stop that now? In Persona 6, can we not have the lover be in fucking showbiz? Gonna continue the trend. Lisa is an idol group and a turtle. God damn it! Of course she is! Look, I'm just saying, why literally all of them? We have found a mummified Solarian. Why do we have to decrypt anything? Captain Millen's identification tag. How we ended up here is impossible to know for sure. P1 has no lover's character? Are you sure about that? Maybe they're just too busy being a famous showbiz person to actually participate in the game's plot. Idolus is a terrestrial planet with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Idolus' surface is covered by wide deserts of silicate sand with only a few areas of indigenous rock highlands to break the abrasive, dust-choked wind. Idolus is congested with debris thrown inwards by the gravity of the gas giant Ontamalica. Due to a high rate of meteor impacts, exploration is highly dangerous. The orbital period is 2.7 Earth years. Radius is 5729 kilometers, so I believe it's, so I believe it's actually larger than Earth. Is that correct? Day length, 50.3 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure, 0.8 Earth atmosphere, so it's lighter than Earth, interestingly. Surface temperature is -1 degree Celsius. That sucks. And it has a 0.87 G gravity. So it probably is not... What is Earth then? Like 400,000 kilometer? Fucking... I read this last night and I've literally forgotten. Mary is priestess, Yukino is empress, Elena is judgment, Elena is magician. Elena's secondary arcana is lovers, though, but secondary arcana means next to nothing. I don't even know what the fuck a secondary arcana is. Okay, so that's all of the Artemis Taus. And before we forget, we should probably go talk to the biotic people. You killed an Asari mercenary named Dahlia Dentis. According to the data found on Dahlia's body, her sister Nasena is a diplomat on the Citadel. Dahlia was evidently blackmailing Nasena by threatening to reveal her existence and ruin Nasalia's. Nasalia want to hear her news that her sister is dead. Interesting. Emerald Hapagit acted. A man named Darius in the Platus system. The treaty contains mining rights. You're authorized to take any financial or diplomatic concerns necessary to secure mining rights. Yeah, that's right. So we should do negotiation, besiege base, and hostile takeover? No. Hostage. Hostage is in the Hades Gamma Farinata system. It's another arcana they're very compatible with. Okay. That looks like absolute garbage. Back to P5, though. Honestly, Haru's fiance would be more compelling villain to go up against. Her dad is just your standard CEO, obviously. Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. But him being just like a standard CEO is kind of the point. He's also, let's be clear here, clearly the craziest one, though. Like, he's crazier than Shido. Shido, at the very least, saw people as people, and saw the world, desolate as it might be, as a place. Like, Okumura's palace is a literal metaphor. So he's so detached from reality that he doesn't even like he doesn't even like perceive reality as like a location, you know? It's just like another step for him. A rocket to the stars, if you will. Aren't most rich people detached from realities? Yeah, but there's, like, detachment, like, there's Shido-level detachment from reality, and then there's Okumura-level detachment from reality. Like, for example, Kamoshida sees, like, the world as, like, his castle because he's in charge and shit, right? I will destroy you! I keep getting knocked onto the floor. And Shido only sees the people that he intends to bring with him as everything else sinks around him. But Okumura perceives his world not as, like... Because Okumura wants to reach a political position. But he doesn't see, like, the world around him as, like, a stepping stone to that. He sees it as... Weirdly enough, he already sees it as outer space. And as, like, a metaphorical, like, station on his way, you know? Like, it's weird. I have trouble explaining why Okumura is extra crazy. But there's, like, an extra level of detachment for him. There's a couple rich guys in Discord server, and they're beyond clueless about anything.
See how it is? You write letters and everyone ignores you. Force is the only thing people appreciate. So how about if I kill Chairman Burns and finish this charade?
Please, I was trying to help you people.
I forget if I want them to do that. No, I don't want them to do that.
Let's not do anything we're all gonna regret.
Why not? What have we got to lose? Since the chairman here decided that we didn't get reparations, we've got nothing left to live for.
But I've changed my mind. Seeing you all, it's clear that you all deserve...
You had your chance. Some L2s are nearly crippled from side effects of the implants, but you voted against reparations.
Think about this. Burns is the one man who can help you.
Yes, if you release me, I can take another look at the reparations request.
What, we're supposed to trust you? Sure, you promise us freedom and say everything will be fine, but as soon as we surrender, you'll double-cross us.
I'm not promising to let you go. All I'm saying is that Burns will take another look. Right, Burns?
Absolutely. I had no idea that the L2 biotics were this desperate. If I'd known...
Probably should have brought Caden for this one.
For whatever it's worth, I promise that.
You're right. I don't want to die. Maybe something will happen this time. We surrender.
Thank you, Commander.
But yeah, so like Kamoshida, for example, he sees the school as a castle because he's in charge of it. You know, he's the leader. He's the, you know, king of the castle. And like Kanashiro withdraws money like from the bank. But like Okumura sees himself as some sort of like robot space overlord living in space, trying to create a rocket ship to like launch him into a political career. And it's like there's not even like a direct parallel between owning a burger chain and space. He's a bad LARPer, sure. But it's like kings are in charge, you know? A bank you do get money from. I'm not saying they're not fucking crazy. They are blatantly crazy. That's why I have the fucking palace. But, a pyramid is a tomb, and it's surrounded by a desert because Futaba feels isolated. But fucking Okumura, his palace is a metaphor. Like, you don't... He wants Big Bang Burger to launch him into a political career, but he's using launch as in, it's going to bring me into my political career, but you don't launch via a rocket into the political career. Where everyone else, their comparison to their palace is a sort of like feeling they possess based on their circumstances. Okumura's palace is based off of the idea of a location bringing him to his goal. But in a way, it would have made more sense to have been like a road or something, or like a path. But he sees it specifically as a rocket, and everything around it is like distorted. And even like in the context of it, of the game itself, they mention, I think during Kanashiro, where the fact that he doesn't see people as people means that he has a higher level of distortion than Kamoshida. Neither does Okumura, and even more than that, Okumura's palace distorts the laws of physics. Well, it doesn't distort the laws of physics, but it distorts the world around him. Like, everyone else still follows like Earth logic, but there are entire areas of his palace that have no gravity because it's space. I don't even know how that translates for perceiving the world around you. And then they mention that like Futaba's extra fucked up because she's completely isolated because she's deleted the town outside of her perspective. But so has Okumura, but he's even more isolated. Like, Futaba's version is that she's in a desert, but there's a town way the fuck off there. Okumura is in goddamn space. Okumura is a fucking nut job that probably needed, like, of any of the characters, Okumura needs a fucking therapist. Because he had some problems, and I feel like he needed to talk to someone about them.
A Fifth Fleet cruiser will be by shortly to pick you and the prisoners up.
Thank you, Commander. I thought I was dead when they took me.
Now the question is Futaba crazier than Kanoshiro? I would argue no, but only because she knows she's crazy. Telly, get the fuck out of my way. Futaba's dungeon is weird because it decides to follow P4's rules. Well, it makes sense. None of the other characters end up inside of their own palace. Oh, and I know where my confusion about P4 dungeons being called palaces comes from. It comes from, oh, God, I forgot her fucking name. God, you can really tell that P4 is my least favorite. She owns an inn. She has hysterical laughing fits. She's just a generic Yamada Nadeshiko. What the fuck is your name? Her hair's black. She wears red. She has a fire persona. Her whole social link is about not wanting to run an inn, and then at the very end she decides she wants to run an inn. Yukino? No, maybe? Yeah, Yukino? Okay, I have no idea who the fuck Yukino is, or where that name came from. What is your name? Persona 4. Yukiko? Yukiko! What the fuck was I... Oh, yeah, Yukiko's dungeon is called the Castle. I think that's where the confusion came from. Which made things awkward when Futaba came in when smashing people's skulls and wanting to make a world where the strong world to a neat gremlin who says kek unironically. Yukino is from Revelations in Persona 2. Yeah, Yukiko.
Patching it through.
That's who I was talking about, Yukiko.
Thank you for dealing with the hostage situation, Commander. Chairman Burns was quite impressed by the way you resolved the situation peacefully. Your assistance above and beyond the formal duties has been noted, Commander. Fifth Fleet out.
I kept wondering if you were gonna help, and then you didn't. I just looked it up, by the way. I didn't even remember her name. I like the idea that it says rare element found. There's no fucking rare elements. We're in space. You can just point a telescope at a planet and be like, yep, it's made of fucking diamond. Let's go get it. Or gold, whatever. Gold, probably more likely. You found space trash. I'm gonna take Ashley and Tally. Okay, anomalous signal. I've mentioned how much I hate this fucking game. Like, not Mass Effect, but like, what the shit? Well, write this planet off. I'm on Kohei. Speaking of Diamonds, man, Persona openings have gotten really weird. Revelations, Persona 1996, I Dreamt I Was Butterfly. Persona 5, Royal. Yay, take that. We throw an expensive diamond. Okay, my one issue with the Royal opening is that there's a repeating shot of the characters walking down the Gem City, and it really fucking bugs me. Either don't show it twice, or animate a new goddamn scene. There are 3 matriarch writings on this planet? Okay, I should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's 5. Awesome. 5 Asari Matriarch writings. My issue with Royal's opening is that it sucks and it's really lame. Like Golden's opening was overly simplistic, just characters getting introduced with a little dance, but it was better than Royal's. I mean, really, that's my only issue. I prefer, like, the original one. I'll say that. Nice, Zach. You killed everyone on board. No. You'd be surprised what this fucking thing can do. I said that because I was assuming I could actually flip it, but I'm having a hell of a time actually flipping it now. Ugh. I like how I'm failing to flip a car. Really, I wish I had this thing in real life, though. Can you imagine if your car could drive up a 90-degree wall? How useful would that be every time you need to drive up a 90-degree wall? What alligator? Wait a minute. Did my health for my car regenerate just because I reloaded? Oh yeah, I don't see how that could be abused at all. The interior crocodile laugh. God, Thresher Maw. The song? Interior crocodile alligator? Where the fuck is that Thresher Maw? There you are. Hell yeah. I am gonna Thresher Maw the shit out of you. Don't let the fact that I'm winning fool you. These things will just murder the shit out of you. They are dangerous. Hell yeah, heavy metal. Acquired. You ever seen the movie Heavy Metal? It's a trip. Are you linking me to the song? You're linking me to a song, aren't you? Oh, wow. What the fuck? Oh, I thought you were talking about a song. I've seen this before, but I don't know why I've seen this before. Alright. Last objective for the night. Take down terrorists, but remember to check your target. Civilians are so addled by drugs they'll wander right into the middle of the firefight. Don't worry. I am an expert at killing civilians. If a guy wants to impress me with his ride, it better be that. You know what? What if it happens?
Hostile spotted.
Go, go, go!
Destroy you.
I will destroy you. Go, go, go!
I will destroy you. Locked and loaded. Locked and loaded.
Get off the cover.
Locked and loaded. Locked and loaded.
Enemy is everywhere!
We are the evolution of humanity. You cannot stop the future.
Did I win?
Hold the line!
Did I win?
Perimeter secured.
They're all crawling through my fingers.
Hey, I'll live.
Feel their wings fluttering.
I feel like I have saved everyone's life.
I will destroy you!
Go, go, go! Go, go, go!
I will destroy you!
Go, go, go!
God! You've cleared the facility. All the civilians are safe, though they're chattering to themselves and screaming at the garbage cans. Evolution of humanity, huh? These badics didn't seem that different from the other scum you dealt with. Hell yeah. We win, everyone.
Area secured.
They come toward you. Look at them. Have to look away. Keep moving. Still your mouth.
Oh, God, not my mouth. I need that. I love how the game doesn't properly turn off your ability to control your character with their movement on the PC. So when you try and move through the minigame, it just fucking breaks. And you just walk into an object. I hope that doesn't kill me at some point. Should prepare to learn to talk with the speaking spell. It's fine, we'll just get a new mouth in Mass Effect 2. I would say spoiler, but you've played Mass Effect 2. Liberator 3. Ooh. Ooh la la. Okay, I'll take a Liberator 3 armor. Ass. That's fine. The Get a new mouth thing references the first, like, 10 minutes of the game.
Right here.
Fuck me. Come on, hurry up. Now, go! Yes! Objective complete. Get me out of this planet. No. Yeah. That is a yawn. Alright, I think I'm gonna go for a brisk run tonight. Character creator gives your ugly ass avatar sexy plastic surgery. Gonna go for a brisk run tonight, and then see if I can't finish Copcraft. If I'm Mass Effect 3, you'll look like Joan Rivers. Probably. Alright. That. Wait, we get one level, though. I think putting a bunch of points into pistol is probably the way to go right now. I have 4 levels. 3, 4. That'd be pretty good if I just pump that. There we go. Alright. Save game. And that's where we're going to call it tonight. That was a pretty good run. Saved Liara. Negotiated with terrorists. I don't know. Stuff happened. Talk to our teammates. We're going to be back tomorrow with some Persona 2, The Eternal Sin. Hope you had fun. I did. I've been Sacrabalic, your envoy of despair. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Beep.